Hello. We're going to start with section 2 today of completing your progress and assessment report. We start with the instructional reading level. We came from rapid naming and we looked at the WRI and the spelling previously. And now we're really looking at the classic part, the informal reading inventory, the reading comprehension levels, the reading passages, the connected reading that you may have done. What we're first starting with, though, is the boil down. On the case summary sheet on the left-hand side, you'll see independent, instructional, and frustration. And you're taking literally all of your scores and trying to determine an instructional level and then an independent and frustration level. For Joe here, the child or Tom, the child where you're talking about in this case, I determined that he is a pre-primer level for independent, and that he can read both primer and first grade material, but it will depend. That is, some first grade material may be too tough. So I sort of gave us this range. You may be more comfortable with just P1, 2. That's usually what we see. Again, your mentor will sort of approve these levels for you. Frustration level is second grade. And that's what you're describing here. And as you can see, you non-552 people, this is where you're picking up your paragraph. So you're describing the students' 3 reading levels. Now, I don't think there's anybody in this class, perhaps there are a few, where we say that no independent reading level was determined. That is, all the reading that the child does still needs support. And I think we have a few that way, just a few, I think. Here I've written for you a classic definition of what an independent level is, what an instructional level, and what a frustration level is. Now, some people call it frustrational. I have always been taught frustration, but I don't think it matters. Sometimes you see this capitalized, the I's and the F for frustration. Just be consistent. The independent level includes reading materials that Tom can read with excellent understanding, accuracy, and fluency, etc. The instructional level was determined to be at the primer level to first grade level. This is the level that Tom can read with some comfort, but would benefit from a teacher's assistance, etc. This second paragraph is full of detail. You can see the 35 to 50 words per minute reading rate. We see us saying we had him reading graded passages. And his accuracy, that's the reading accuracy score that you're going to get. And they will see the actual score on the case summary sheet, but we're looking for a summary statement, good comprehension through the pre-primer level. And then accuracy again, and how it changed over the few passages that he read, and 35 to 50 words per minute. So get some facts and marshal them here. Now we're up to listening comprehension. I was talking to a student yesterday she is in 4th grade, and she read a 4th grade passage to her and had 100% comprehension. Now, we can say that we read to her a 4th grade passage and she had a 100% comprehension. We would assume that if we read her a 5th grade passage, that would be her listening comprehension level. And that's a good sign, and it is saying that you're hypothesizing, so to speak. You have 2 more sections. I don't like seeing that. That's called a hanging chad. No, a hanging indent, I guess, or a hanging heading. So, there we go. I feel better. So we have assessment as a summary here, and we have a developmental reading level. I would like you non-552 people to complete these 2 paragraphs. You should be able to. The first paragraph is the developmental level. This is the bare stuff that you might think about with the stages, the beginning stage of reading for Tom. Now, I do like to see the middle of, I would rather see if you can put a gradation in there. Tom is in the middle of the beginning stage or the early part of the transitional stage for someone else. And then you tell us what kind of books, familiar books, rhymes, strong rhymes, personal dictations. That will vary with the developmental level, and you can work with your friends on this as well. Assessment summary. This is the place to write a brief summary that will help us with recommendations. Anything you know about the health, testing, language testing, this would be a good time to share this related information. And then this is sort of the final discussion. Based on this testing, we've determined that Tom is in the beginning stage of literacy development. Tom's difficulties were first observed at the beginning of second grade. That's some of that related information. In first grade, his teacher reported that Tom's reading progress was adequate, but noted that he needed to continue to practice his skills in order to be ready for second grade. So we can see that the shoe is pinching here. I did not note that earlier, but this is pretty important information here, that the family is going to need to think with this teacher, perhaps about retention. This will be section 3. And we will break it probably into 2 sections, but you can proceed. Instructional activities, recommendations, and this is simply introducing them to your lesson plan that we will be attaching. Then we get into tutoring. If the child's up to level, doesn't need to come, we could say that they could come for enrichment if they want, but they don't need to come. If the child is significantly behind, we usually do recommend that they come. You can see the reading activities, and these are activities that you think will work, and then on to word study activities. These are based on developmental level, and that's as far as I want to get today in this talk. So again, thank you for this report. It's going to be useful to teachers.